Our other big story tonight, a sense of relief after U.S. Marshals captured the man accused of killing his ex-girlfriend on the Outer Banks.
Nathan Summerfield is behind bars. He is the person of interest in Lynn Jackenheimer's death last month. We've been following this story ever since Jackenheimer's family reported her missing after the July 4th holiday. 10 on your side's Jason Marks is here with more details. Jason?
Tom, for Jackenheimer's family, today had to be bittersweet. The arrest won't bring Lynn back, but there's comfort in knowing that the man accused of taking her life is behind bars, and now justice can happen.
I know my daughter's jumping for joy.
Lynn Jackenheimer's family knew the answers they were looking for could only come if Nate Summerfield was behind bars.
That's probably the only thing that I've really been waiting for, is him to get caught so we can know what happened, how it happened, and why it happened.
Early this morning, Summerfield was arrested. Marshals found him just 40 miles from his home in Ashland, Ohio.
We can finally start taking some posters down that we've got all over the town because the individual we've been looking for a while now was apprehended this morning around 9:30, I believe.
Jackenheimer's family was there as volunteers and law enforcement searched Hatteras Island for her body. They were also there in the search for Summerfield. Thanks to a tip, officers found the suspected killer at the Legacy Inn and Suites in Medina County. He just checked in yesterday under the name J. Summerfield.
He just checked in like a normal customer. He was very polite when he checked in and took his information. He gave me his money and he went to his room.
Summerfield, who now has a beard, surrendered to marshals. It's believed he stabbed and strangled Jackenheimer, his ex-girlfriend, in early July on the Outer Banks.
He will be extradited back to face his charges in North Carolina.
I figure he'd slip up. He's an arrogant person, you know, selfish, so.
Tonight, Jackenheimer's family, along with the community, can rest. The next phase of closure to soon follow when Summerfield steps in front of a judge.
A lot of questions, like why was this necessary?
And investigators say they did find Summerfield's car a couple weeks ago in Michigan, but they didn't want to release that information at the time. As you heard, he will be brought back to Dare County to face that murder charge. There's no timetable on when that will happen. Jason Marks, 10 on your side.
And there are a lot of pieces to this story. We have a timeline of events on what happened that led up to today. It all began on July 1st when Lynn Jackenheimer and Nate Summerfield left for their Outer Banks vacation. On the 8th, Summerfield returned to Ohio. That same day, his brother called 911 to report a possible murder. On July 14th, Lynn Jackenheimer's body was found in Frisco. 2 days later, a warrant was issued for Summerfield's arrest, and that takes us to today, a day short of a month later when he was arrested.
Nate Summerfield changed his appearance after Lynn Jackenheimer's death, and here's a look at his before and after pictures. The one on the left shows what Summerfield looked like when he left the Outer Banks. He didn't have any facial hair. The picture on the right is what he looks like today, a full beard and mustache.
And you can see all of our coverage of this story on wavy.com. 10 on your side has been with this investigation since the very beginning, and all of the developments from the Outer Banks to Ohio. We have an interactive timeline of events here on wavy.com. You can find a link by clicking on today's story.